Good afternoon, everybody. It's PC Outcast back with more ambition, a Minuet in power, and a little after-party report. Boy, this wine tasting really did not go very well. Yes, we ended up with cheap gossip, and I finally looked this word up. Apparently, you pronounce it more or less bourg-wah-zee, something like that. Okay, so we got some cheap gossip on them, some cheap gossip on the military. I'm thinking about using the military one to try and improve the position of the military, so hopefully that's going to work. We lost a ton of credibility. We lost some money, which is apparently livre, something like that. I guess it's the French version of libre, right? Which is the Spanish version for book, Spanish word for book. And we gained a bunch of peril. So, yeah, we went from, oh boy. Yeah, our credibility went completely down the toilet. And it's the 30th of Mars. Okay, so now, company party. The Count Mothieu? Sure. Oh, so we were we invited to the countesses before? And now this. So this looks like it's going to be on the 9th. So we got quite a bit of time in between. Accepting this invitation will give you a level of exhaustion, of course. Accepting today will award you with credibility. Ignoring it will cost you credibility. You will receive bourgeoisie or something like that. Gossip at this party. Yep, we'll go ahead and take that. Okay, so now we've got like 4 days to do all kinds of things. This is still considered fresh, even though it's 4 days old. So we can sell a bunch of stuff. We're gonna get tons of money. All right, let's go and do that first. Unfortunately, that means we're gonna lose all these other things. Man, there's so many other things you could do. We can research Marcel. Ooh. But first, money. Yes. Visit location. Wow, this place is a dump. Pierre's office either looks marginally cleaner than before, or he's managed to shuffle the mess into differently shaped piles. Honestly, it's hard to tell. Spend a few moments waiting around in the entryway before Pierre arrives, and he seems quite enthused by your presence. Why, if it isn't my newest confidant, please come in. Have you come back with more delicious information, or perhaps you are trying to find someone? Huh? I'm gonna find someone. Yeah, I'm still looking for Armand. Like, what the heck happened to Armand? You know what? I'm totally done with trying to find Armand. He can seek me out if he cares so much. Huh. Pierre cocks an eyebrow at your response and rummages around in his snuff box while he examines you more closely. Yes, the sting of desertion can certainly sour one's opinion. Your Armand has been so thoughtless as to abandon you in this cruel city, this den of vipers. Now you seek to chart your own course, no? I doubt anyone could blame you for wanting to seize your own destiny instead of chasing his. Now then, to business? Oui, to business, monsieur. Okay, let's sell. Oh, it's gonna be maybe another day, maybe 5 days, and it'll drop into the relevant category, maybe. Anyway, we are going to sell that. No chance. Should be no chance. Probably. Bishop, I didn't actually read the other one. A bishop is called for the censorship of an opera critical of the church. The king has signaled his assent but has taken weeks to make a pronouncement. Is the king taking the request seriously or ignoring it? If you do this, there's a 1 in 20 chance of the public finding out. Okay. That's same thing again. 1 in 10 chance. Okay, let's maybe not. Oh, okay, so we can't... What about this one? Also 1 in 10 chance. That's really fresh. Let's peddle this. This cheap military gossip for free? Wondering if I should... That's gonna stay fresh for a little while. So's that. Peddle this. For free, oh. Push the crown to the church towards the crown slightly. Interesting. Okay. Church move towards the crown. What happens if I do this? Push the military towards the crown significantly. Yes. And then these are both pretty fresh. So I think I'll hold on to those for now. It appears that you are being talked about and not in a good way. Specifically, Marcel has been seen at multiple parties spreading scurrilous rumors about you. I've never seen that word before. She still happens to hold quite a bit of clout, and this is simply not good for you. You've lost a decent amount of credibility. Oh man, all our credibility is gone. Unfortunately, there's not much you can really do about the whole affair. They simply have the upper hand at the moment. And so in Paris, life goes on. Well, that blows. We've got 1 point of exhaustion. That's not bad. We have plenty of time to do things. So we can go to a cafe. Minions and misdirection. Outrageous crown gossip. More gossip. And stay home. We can go there. We're gonna have to get another outfit at some point, but I think we're gonna research Marcel. You head to La Place Royale and hoping to track down some information in regards to the mysterious fortune of your hated foe, the Countess Marcel de Foy. Oh, okay. It's actually Marcel's husband. Yes. So he's invited us to a party. Interesting. You walk to a section of the city between the 3rd and 4th arrondissement. I have no idea what that word is. Viscountess de Foy isn't just a member of the aristocracy. She's a woman who wields her title and noble privileges like a weapon. Only one place to learn more about a woman like that. La Place Royale, the favored social spot for all the aristocrats in the city. The hub of all gossip, social news, slander, and scandal. If there was ever a telling secret or a salacious rumor, this was the place to find it. You remember reading about this place over a year ago. Its storied buildings are even more impressive in person. Elegantly dressed aristocrats strut about the gardens, stopping briefly to chat in hushed tones. Without the benefit of a title or an introduction, you can't approach any of these groups directly. However, there's nothing to stop you from overhearing things as you just pass by. Staying on the absolute edge of conversations, you circle the square, pretending to be a traveler just admiring the apartments and gardens. First hour you spend on this task yields no information concerning Marcel, but you do manage to hear some gossip that a certain newspaper might appreciate. Deep military gossip. During the 2nd hour, you hear something about Marcel's father, the former Count de Foy. Apparently, Viscount Alfonso de Foy died a few years ago, and his funeral was so lavish that people are still discussing it today. Not exactly what you're looking for, but it's on the right track. In the third hour, however, something piques your interest. Apparently, Marcel is rather obsessed with her clothing and personal appearance, even claiming to be a fashion icon. Do you get to decide that about yourself? Isn't that something that other people have to call you? Marcel's vanity, demanding nature, and abrasive manner have led her into serious disagreements with several dressmakers and clothiers across the city. In fact, some of them simply refuse to do business with her anymore, though she claims the situation to be the other way around. She would have to have been an unpleasant customer indeed in order to drive a dressmaker away. Apparently, every order she places is completely unique, which means each item in her wardrobe would cost a fortune. An idea strikes you as quickly and surely as a lightning bolt. Each of the vile countess's dresses would have cost far too much just to pay for it in coins. It would require a banknote. Any dressmaker that worked with Marcel would have to know the name and address of her bank in order to collect any payments. All you have to do is find someone who had worked with her in the past, someone with a grudge. This will bring you one step closer to having the dark secrets of Marcel's money within your grasp. You now have a vital clue for finding Marcel's weakness. However, you'll need to figure out where to search next on your own. Now you just need to find such a dressmaker, but where? 1st of April. News is spread of the king's meetings with an ambassador for Tipu Sahib, the Sultan of Mysore. The Sultan seeks an alliance against the British Empire, which encroaches upon his territory. As a symbol of goodwill, the king commissioned the finest mechanics in France to create a small mechanical tiger that, when wound up, would chew on a tiny doll of a British grenadier. Okay. It's presumed that both sides spent quite some time bonding over their mutual hatred of the English. However, there are grumblings of discontent. The crown may not have been very astute in its negotiations and overcommitted its navy, which is still recovering from helping the Americans in their revolution. Crown has lost power, military has lost power. The power of one of the factions has just changed. The power of the crown and the revolution helps determine who will prevail in the coming conflict between the two, while the power of the church, military, and bourgeoisie will determine how effective they are when they pick a side. Okay, so there's definitely a battle coming between the crown and the revolution, just like in real life. And we've pretty much committed to going with the crown this time. So we'll see how that goes. And life goes on. Okay. Still not really all that tired. See, the next thing is going to be crown gossip. Now I could... that was declined. This one is military. I want to wear my provincial outfit to this. So the other one the crown doesn't really like. So I'm gonna have to think about getting myself a new dress. Yeah, that's actually... Oh, that's interesting. The negative effect has also declined. Okay. A luxurious restaurant, this rendezvous location caters to some of the wealthiest and most powerful clientele in all of Paris. It also serves some of the finest food in the city. Try the lamb. So I'm gonna have to figure out... I need to figure out where I can get more information about Marcel. Dressmakers. I mean, obviously. This is the only dressmaker we know. at the moment. We did go to that other place that he got us to basically do a little clandestine activity for. Coffee house frequented by philosophers, artists, and academics. Okay. Relax and promenade with your liaison in this rendezvous location. These proper gardens are the ideal place to unwind and engage in little people watching. Maybe. The maid and the archer. Walking near the market, you come across your own maid of all works, who seems to be in a bit of trouble. Girls of Journalism. Pierre, your erstwhile employer, works in a field where one makes quite a few enemies. You just didn't expect it to catch up with him quite so quickly. How much can we see? How much yeah, we still have some gossip. I'm gonna have to rest, right? You know what, our credibility is already 0. It's not gonna make any difference. Yeah, it's not actually gonna make any difference. We might as well go to him and sell some more stuff. You enter Pierre's office to find it more disorderly than usual, with Pierre pacing frantically in the midst of all the chaos. He looks up at you and exclaims, "Ah, madame! Good, thank God you've arrived. I have been keenly checking the winds of public opinion, and my finely honed journalistic senses tell me that our readership desperately cries out for stories concerning the crown. However, I am at a loss for such information. If you can find me fresh gossip relevant to that faction in the next 8 days, I'll reward you with a little credibility in addition to your regular finder's fee." And do you feel up to the task? Crown gossip in 8 days. Well, of course, Pierre. I can get anything. Crown gossip in 8 days? No problem. Ah, fantastique, madame! I just knew you were the perfect woman for the job, he replies with an excited grin. I already await your success with bated breath. Then now. I keep on saying then now. Now then, to business, yes? Yes! Such gossip. Military gossip, how about that? No chance. Yeah, let's sell that. And sell that. And settle this, perhaps. Increase the power of the military slightly. Perfect. Thank you very much, sir. Good, sir. Right. So we're not going to bother resting because our credibility is already terrible. But we are going to go and working up the nerve. You happen to find the dressmaker, Fatima Sheena, outside of a fashionable cafe. However, she doesn't look like that happy to be there. Actually looks quite distressed. Uh-oh. You've come across the hirelings of one of your earliest enemies, but what are they up to? Yeah, no, I need to see about actually getting a new outfit. You arrive again at Fatima's dress shop, and while you can't see the proprietor, you can hear her grumbling from the back room. Eventually, Fatima shuffles her way out to meet you in the front of the shop, dropping a ledger onto the nearby table. She seems to be lacking her normal energy or enthusiasm. Welcome back, she mumbles. How can I help you? Fatima, have you ever done business with the Viscountess de Foix? At the mention of Marcel's title, Fatima sneers for a second, as if she's just smelled something truly foul. She opens one eye, judging you carefully. Fatima's voice is flat and level. How do you know her? This will actually increase your peril. What happens if peril gets too high? She snubbed me at a party. I hate her.
Uh-huh.
Fatima perks up at this and looks at you with curiosity. Oh, really? Well, it looks like we have something in common. Though it tends to make us unpopular. In my case, the Viscountess didn't snub me at a party. She did so here. You've gained a little credibility and some peril. Oops. You see, a month ago, I was approached by a servant working for the Viscountess. The servant said the Viscountess was a genius who wanted to commission a dress she had designed herself. I quoted a price to them, and they immediately tried to tell me it was too high. This servant swore up and down that making something for the Viscountess was extremely prestigious, and that I should even work at a discount for all the new business it will bring me. The dressmaker snorts derisively. I may be new to running my own shop, but not new enough to fall for that old ruse. Still, starting a new shop is expensive, and the price we finally agreed on was nice. He showed me the sketches for this genius design, and it honestly wasn't terrible. A little tacky for my tastes, but Fatima sighs and hangs her head for a moment. I wasn't thinking. I saw the livres written on that banknote and didn't think to check the client's reputation. I agreed. Between my other jobs, I've spent over a month working on this dress, just getting by on the initial payment for materials. Every other day, I'd get a whole list of changes from her. You wouldn't even check on the dress in person, but something always had to be bigger or more intricate. Anytime I suggested that we tone things down for the sake of elegance, she'd threaten to cancel the order, which would leave me holding the bill. I finally finished it, and this giant pink confection was a crime against good taste. I hated it so much that I didn't even write my name in the lining. The Viscountess finally arrived in person to see her creation, and she hated it. She even went so far as accusing me of butchering her design. After calling me every name under the sun, she took the dress but refused to pay the bill. She claimed it was compensation for her lost time. Fatima bites down on the stem of her pipe hard enough that, for a second, you'll worry that she'll crack one of her teeth. I could take her to court, but no judge would take the word of a minor shopkeeper over that of an aristocrat. I'd need a good lawyer, which I can't afford. So that's how she gets her dresses. By stealing them. So that's my tale of woe. In fact, I still keep the original banknote for my materials payment hanging in my office. It's a reminder to be careful who I do business with. Sorry to bore you with my story. Oh my god, after a story like that, I absolutely have to see this banknote. I suppose, Fatima says with a shrug, as long as you don't make fun of me when you see it. Fatima disappears into the back of the shop for a moment. Returns with a banknote written on a piece of paper. I should have known something was wrong the moment I saw this thing. Why would a noble give me a note from some minor place like Casa de Confiance? Yes, she probably cheated all the respectable banks. You study the banknote, taking care to memorize the name and address. Bank and Mistrust is now available to visit in the Paris map. For a few moments, she takes the note back. After a few months. So, Madame Decaux, shall we do business? Yes, we shall. I need something that the Crown loves. Okay, Crown likes that. Revolution hates it. Crown doesn't like that. Sort of. So this is actually the same as our original provincial outfit. This one, the Crown likes it a little bit. Crown likes that one a little more. Crown really likes that one. We do have the money. Barely. Nah, whatever. Do it. We're poor. This is on the 16th. Requests the audience of Yvette to the choir recital. Sure. Some church gossip. Okay. It's time for this. We're gonna get crown gossip here. Oh yeah, of course he's going to give us extra money and some credibility, I think, right? Let's do it. We're gonna wear the conservative gown. Exhausted, we're gonna lose a little bit of credibility. That's fine. Didn't have much credibility anyway. Go to the party. As your carriage nears, yeah, just head in. You brush off the notion, step into your carriage. You already know the rumors to listen for. Credibility up, credibility down. You've gained cheap crown gossip. We are going to skip that. Huh. Okay, lots of people to talk to. Come across a painter locked in a conversation with some amateur art critic. Judging from the look on her face, he would rather be anywhere else. Something about this woman's skill and earnestness feels like it bears further investigation. Could this be the, LeBron? Ah, Elizabeth. I do believe it is. We already have kind of wrecked our relationship with her a little bit. Turnabout is fair play. A libertine gentleman has need of your skills in order to exact a devastating plot to avenge a petty slight. Okay. Some more crown gossip. Woman stands fuming by herself and just simmering with resentment. Resentment is a poisonous emotion to those who allow it to darken their hearts, but it's fantastically useful to people like yourself. Okay. Messengers arrived at the door bearing pressing information. The scandalous news might be worth quite a bit if one were to obtain it. Outrageous crown gossip. Apparently, I wonder if this means I need 15 credibility. 5 credibility. This is 10-5. That mean? I probably should have played the tutorial part. Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's go with this one. Across the room, you spot someone fuming by themselves. Her clothing is resplendent and generally above the station scene at this party, and she carries herself with quiet dignity. Yet nobody's talking to her. That alone makes her someone worth investigating. Ah, bonjour, madame, she says with a mild inclination of her head towards you. Here to rub salt in my wounds, I take it? Certainly, just tell me what went wrong and I'll start salting. I don't know. Why are you standing by yourself? So you want to know my story then? Well, at least that tells me that you actually care. Nice, okay. Before all this, I was a courtier at Versailles. Versailles. My star was rising quickly, and I was even officially acknowledged by the Queen. Then I made the mistake of inviting the Queen to an opera, which she adores. I thought she'd love this performance as well, but the script had been changed. I knew this was the work of one of my rivals, but I can't prove it. The performance was so proud. The performance I was so proud of was instead awful, crude, and distasteful. I was humiliated to the point that I could barely show my face outside for a week. To put it simply, Her Majesty the Queen, sent an intermediary. This servant politely requested that I remove myself from Versailles temporarily, which means that by the time my transgressions are forgotten, so will I be forgotten in turn. This means I'll never be invited back to the palace, which is an absolute disaster. I've never been more furious in my life. Maybe you should join the revolution. Need a medium credibility. My credibility is not that good. Okay. Small amount. Did you at least do anything exciting before your fall, or was it also trivial?
Huh.
I will have you know that in Versailles, triviality is a virtue. Arrow up. Besides, she huffs angrily, I saw my fair share of scheming as well. With that, she launches into a tale of some of the things she witnessed while at the palace, of the machinations that took place amongst the courtiers of Versailles. You've got trivial crown gossip. The two of you talk for a while longer, exchanging stories of plots and bitter rivalries. By the end of the conversation, you're convinced that a life spent in Versailles sounds amazing, even with the intricate social maneuvering that's required. After all, you already have to do such things, but at Versailles, you get to do it amidst a life of ease and comfort, sometimes punctuated by incredible decadence to keep things interesting. You part ways, and the former courtier seems invigorated by your discussion. For your part, you look around and begin to see if there's anything else you can accomplish at this party. Interesting. There's the woman that looks like me. Maybe we'll do that one. Conversation with a clever woman could yield some valuable results, but first you'll have to find a way to... oh yeah, it didn't go well last time we had to do that. Cheap crown gossip. And of course the thing. I'm curious about the other me at this party. While circling the party, you happen to notice something very strange. At first, you thought that you'd been looking in a mirror, but something was simply off about the whole thing. How odd. You walk over to inspect said mirror, but you're interrupted by someone in the middle of your approach. Ah, Madame Decor, I'm pleased to see you again. Would you be willing to indulge me for a moment, so we might be able to discuss our business again? You still remember everything we went over, no? You have no idea who the devil this is. Sure. But of course. The business that we did, which I know so much about. He pauses to examine you for a moment, which makes sense. That lie could have been a little more confident. I'm glad to hear that you have everything in order. So many of my clients usually decide to barrage me with senseless questions. More credibility. As I was saying, you approached me early in the evening and said that you were interested in borrowing a substantial amount of money. Of course, the interest rate will be significant, but you've already convinced me that this isn't worth worrying about. Steps back and looks you up and down, puzzled by something. If I may be so bold as to ask, why did you change your outfit? I think we're getting her peril up too much. Excusez-moi, but what was I wearing before?
Oh-ho!
What were you wearing? He replies, feigning indulgent humor. Such a curious question. Why would you ask that? Why, the only reason you'd ask that is... Oh no. Madame, I'm sorry, but I need to leave immediately. We'll have to discuss your loans later, he replies, attempting to sound serious, but you can hear an undertone of panic in his voice. He hurries away nervously, which seems good, until you realize that he's still planning on trying to negotiate some kind of massive loan with you, the kind you can't possibly afford. Oh. However, your first real priority is finding this mysterious woman who's pretending to be you. Oh. Okay. So we didn't actually get any information on that, and we got a ton of peril. Well, 10 peril, but we got 20 credibility, and we got some cheap crown gossip. So it wasn't a complete waste. And that, my friends, is the end of this episode. Thank you very much for joining me. We will see you tomorrow. Take care.